Good evening, everyone. Maz is okay speaking to us today live. And I will say once more for those of you that I have not spoken to, or those of you that we haven't communicated in the year 2021, I will say Happy New Year to all of you. And for everyone that had supported us for the year 2020, we'll say that 2021 is going to be a better year. Okay, so as you can see, I'm wearing a branded Njenje Media TV t-shirt. So the t-shirts will be, we'll start giving it out to our fans and the supporters of this channel. So get ready to when that will start happening. Obviously, it's, some of you can maybe buy them from the mesh shop, and some of you will probably at some point will put up questions, and when you get the questions right, then you stand a chance of winning the branded t-shirt. Now, having said that, without much ado, I would want to start quickly this evening. I don't want to, I don't intend to make it long. I want to start by the incident, and rather unfortunate, that has been happening and in the southeast and in Anambra State, to be precise. That's my home state, which is the incident, or rather the videos that we've seen as regards to OnyeEze. I've made a video about it before. Now, the reason why I want to do a follow-up on that is two things. One is some of the comments some of you dropped on the previous video that we should allow him continue. We should all face the things we do. I mean, it's, opinions are free. So do I hold mine as well. But I believe in the society, we do say that, when something is going wrong, even when many people don't want to speak, some of us, I mean, it takes a lot of courage to call it evil what it is. I know that some of you will think, oh, it doesn't matter, leave him, he continues. Now, there is consequences to such actions, and the consequences could be enormous. It's going to affect us in the future. And I want to, elaborate on that this evening. OnyeEze, as it were, whom we learned has been arrested by the security forces in Anambra State, I believe under the invitation of the Anambra State government. Yes, obviously, without mincing words, I will do it over and over again. I will speak up and I'll speak against things I consider not right for the moral fabric of the society. In this day and age, we do understand many people, some people made comments saying, Mazi, OnyeEze is helping people. What have you done for people? And you're here condemning him. And I laughed. I said, I don't know where OnyeEze was 15, 20 years ago. Yes, I might look young, but many years ago, my engagement, the level of engagement I do with that of him, we're not comparing, but some of you might like Nbute, but I like the other way, which is supporting schools, maybe build schools, give scholarship to people, and for them to acquire education for a brighter future. I do not come online and blow my trumpet. This is how many people have granted scholarship, or this is how many schools that I've built. But those from Anambra State or from Agrata, to be precise, you can go ask questions. I mean, these are things you do because you believe in them, because you believe there ought to be a foundation for better tomorrow. What we see in these videos, because what worries me is not what OnyeEze does. Yes, he does not force these individuals to get to him. they, on their own volition, go to him. What worries me is the state of the mind of those individuals that believe that by getting a a ram and knocking the legs of the ram means knocking the legs of your enemy. What worries me is their state of mind, what they were thinking to even believe in that nonsensical crap. You know, without missing words, I will call him fake, I will call him con man, I will call him a con artist. I have no apologies for using those words. You know why? In his own estimation and in his own words, in the video that he said he apologized, he said himself that even the 15 naira that he sprays, that someone is at the end of the riverbank to pick those money up. So for me, that's a statement of a con man because that's what it is. Someone is actually at the end of the riverbank picking the money. You are there making incantations that the way this money flows is the way your problem going to flow, that you use this as a means of getting the things done. Now, at that moment in time, you never told anyone that you're basically using this money as a means of conning people. Now, this evening, what I want to address is also very simple. Because I believe, and because I have no other words to describe him as a con man, because I believe that's what he is, he has conned the people of Anambra State for everyone to start speaking about him, myself included. It's just because of his videos. That's why I'm speaking up. Because if we say we keep quiet because it doesn't concern us, it will concern us tomorrow. I will explain how. Imagine a child that ought to be in school. If I tell that child, come, I'll pay for your secondary school and I'll give you money, you go to school. That child says, oh, you have no money because you don't drive a G-Guard. You don't drive a G-Wagon. You don't move with convoy. But that child doesn't see what success is, that you have to walk your way to where you want to be. That child thinks, okay, if I'm able to sell whatever I have, because this guy takes about 250,000 from those he cons. Now, that individual sells whatever he has, pays this 250,000, goes there. What is it that he's going to get? Because he has no skills. The individual in question has no training. He has no education. He's he's going to be eventually end up being part of the getting involved in crime. But that is it. Now imagine where this individual fails. OnyeEze has failed this individual. The individual has gone in whatever he was promised that he was going to achieve success. He doesn't. What is going to be his life afterwards? Now he has missed, because he doesn't believe in that, he has missed the opportunity to do vocational training or to go do the venture capital or the Iba boy, Ibo Dibo, or to learn a trade or to go to school, because he has missed that critical link and critical element in his or her life. Now, and dived into the ritual of Nbute, and that Nbute fails, that individual becomes a menace to the society. That individual becomes so desperate that he could become a kidnapper. That individual becomes so desperate that he can do every single thing to stay alive. Whereas by not getting involved at all, we would have had more chances of getting that individual to be useful to the society ab initio. Who says that people who go to universities or people who do boy or people who learn a trade don't do well? How come we've come to a point where we only see material things as being successful? How come? It just, like I keep saying, we must frown at all these things. That's why it hurts me that even the federal government and the state government is not trying to wade into this matter. In the state of Anambra State, this last Christmas, in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, every single place you see a single traffic, all you will hear is we all. Every single idiot in Anambra State has a siren. I'm not only talking about the cucumbers and the carrots. Every single person has a siren. It appears you have mad people everywhere. That includes these so-called fake prophets, fake pastors. People drive themselves. Somebody on his own, driving his own Hilux. He has no security escort. He has siren. It is insanity. I mean, wonder why sometimes we don't have deep thinkers. Because you'll be at home, generator is knocking your head, baga, 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 baga. You'll be on the traffic, you can't even think because siren is blaring from left, blaring from right. When people now have accidents where they need siren, nobody. It's only ambulances that carry dead bodies that you see the siren. And no one obeys siren, by the way. When someone has an accident and they're being conveyed by siren, no one listens. Again, I say, we cannot, if everybody is keeping quiet, we must. As in Igbo, we say, we cannot all keep quiet. We cannot all sell our souls to whatever you wish to sell your soul to. There must be men, women that must stand in the gap to say enough of this nonsense, because a society cannot grow in this way. Show me any of the European society or American society or Asian society that has grown by doing nothing rather than ritual just to get money. It's not done. Let's take examples. The Germans are where they are today because their technological advancement. Most times, you can see, look, every single technology advancement is not from the government, but from individuals. And these things are systematic, be it the light bulb, be it the car, be it the aeroplane, be it the telephone that you use today, whatever it is, individuals make effort. And only when individuals, only when we begin to take these things seriously, only when we begin to look at these things as, collectively, that these things concerns us, the society, that, you see, that river, the river that you are abusing today by spilling blood, by, you see them, they come in, what's it called? They have some candles. They light up the candles, and these are wax. You throw them into the river. You are abusing the environment. It will take its soul tomorrow. Why is it that we cannot see these things? Why? Sylvester Ebueri is saying that critical thinkers have vanished. No, I agree that the critical thinkers are diminishing, but we must not. Consider yourself, for very few of you who are here listening to me, consider yourself a critical thinker. Because this is not, a place where we come and we glorify madness. We can keep glorifying this madness and want a better society. These people, you see them when they make money, they say they are politicians. And some of you learned that you could actually say, no, I cannot support this level of idiocy, and you can walk away. Some of you will go and support them. I watched a video, and that again is in Anambra State, where they have, I don't know, they were playing this music by, I think it's E-Money, I can't remember, but this popular now, I think is put in form of gospel. And they all were white suit, well dressed. And they were spraying money. You see, the level of money that they were spraying, look at the whole floor littered with money. This is what makes the younger ones think I have to do everything, whatever it takes to be rich. I watched one of the videos where one of them, I think, says he's from Refuting in Anambra State. And he was asked what he does. He says he deals with drugs. He's in South Africa. Now, to tell you that this man is not only crazy, that he is a calm man to the core. He never bothered to know what is in drug. There is no difference between someone who does ritual money and drug money, because what drug does, drug destroys life. You're dealing on drugs, you do ritual killing or shoot people or arm robbery. It's the same, because you're destroying life. You don't like it, what I'm saying, because I'm telling you the truth, please unsubscribe, block this channel if you don't want to hear the truth. But who cares? The truth must be said. If on this channel I'm talking about one useless thing, that everybody will just come, because sometimes our brain is incapable of listening to sound reasoning that could help us, but rather we just come gossip, engage on frivolities. On this platform, we must begin to sharpen our minds to get ready for what is about to come. Because what is about to come, if we do not have concerted effort, is going to hurt. I keep repeating it. It's going to hurt us all. You think it does not concern you. The con man has conned you all. He told you he was going to raise 7 people today. Someone said, Maz, you complained and he's been arrested. And I think, if you ask me, I do not know. I do not think if he was arrested. I think he's part of the arrangee. I said to the person, are you sure he was not arrested by his own security? Because the video made wave. Maybe he did the video to create, to make wave, to say, oh, he's going to raise more to 7 people. On the day of raising the 7 people, the guy disappeared. Wallahi. Please, okay, I've been reminded by Jacob. Please, everyone, push the like button, share this video. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I know, sometimes when I look at Njenje media performance from the back end, I see that about 64% of you keep returning watching content on this channel, but you never subscribe. Now, 2021, let me be the pastor. Let me try and see if I can become a common man. What does he say? Ana Socho, Masayocho, this 2021. So subscribe to this channel so you can serve. I can't even be a scammer. But I'm not good at it, but I'm trying to. Okay, so subscribe to this channel in 3 months. Sorry. In 3 months, you see whatever you did. I can't lie, bold face. But I can't lie, bold face. But you understand my gist here. So Jacob said, subscribe to this channel, share the video, and like the conversation. Again, OnyeEze and Nbute, if we do not check it, it's going to hurt us, and it's going to hurt the Igbo brand. We are known for something. We are known for people who are hardworking, people who are honest, and people who engage in legitimate means. We have thousands of people, and they will tell you how they served. The other time, Ifeanyuba was talking about how Cletus Beto, his mentor and his master, and the other one tells you that Chikasin served this person, and the other one tells you Kostaris. It's not by accident. It's not by accident. There are people that they served. My mentor is Chubo Kadibu. The only reason why I even left Nigeria to even study abroad was because of Chuba Karibu. No, I didn't meet him, but because I was reading him, I followed his own track, wanting to be like him. Sometimes you look back, you say, who is your mentor? If your mentor is only a Nbute and a man who, okay, let's put it this way. In the video I made reference to where he was asked, or someone was asked, what is it that you do? He said, I'm a drug dealer. And the question that followed, I don't care what you do, but in 3 months' time, you will fly private jet. And you ask yourself, wow, a drug dealer with which account? How can you build an account to buy private jet within 3 months? And someone with gray matters in between the scores will believe that. You're going to buy private jet. He says he wants to become the richest man in Ozob. In Refuting. I don't blame him. The reason why he's saying he wants to become the richest man in Refuting, probably he has been oppressed this Christmas. Probably he was oppressed. And again, our unnecessary show of wealth and the accumulation of wealth is not helping matters either. Why is it that someone who is in Lagos is a businessman, he leaves Lagos, he gets into Second Niger Bridge. The moment he gets into Second Niger Bridge, he loses it all. He goes siren, blaring, running your mom, my mom, your father, my father, your sister, my sister, your children, running them off the street, running like mad people. Where are they heading to? Nowhere. These are consequences of ego Nbute. Ocha Bute, Ocha Bute. It's going to hurt us. Let me get another view of this. For those of you that understand Igbo, let us actually see how Njenje, the great Mbe man from Agluzi, but let's see his view on this in a Mbe musical tune.
OnyeEze Jesus kwuru ya akpọrịta onye nwụrụ anwụ n'ọta atawu 28 ka ọ ya dị mee ọkwa iwe ọ gwara anyị onye amụma na-asụ ụchụ kwuru na ọ ya akpọrịta onye nwụrụ anwụ ọ pụtara ukwu ya bụ ụwa mee ọzọ ga-ezo were ukwu ya o rue n'abalị ụnyaa ọ na-agba na midianụ niile ebe anyị bụrụ akwụkwọ ederede sị na gọọmenti iwu ndị derie mwere jụba gọọmenti ajụjụ nyakoruelu tata nsị na m ekweghị ka njebe Ọnịcha na OnyeEze Jizọs kwuru na oji akpọlite onye nwụrụ anwụ. Ezigbo iwe na-ewe m tata ka o kwuru ya. Ezigbo iwe na-ewe m ịma nya ka m nọ n'ugwu ebe Obosio egbere m egwa m na ndị polisi akpọrọ na OnyeEze Jizọs jewalụ mana ama na ọ bụrụ umo ịma ibe njiri kwuo na ọ bụrụ umo kedu ka mmadụ dị ndị si iwe necha anya ma ọba Chukwu kere anyị aka o wepụtara na oyi akpọlite onye nwụrụ anwụ. Uge n'ọma na anachi na ọ gwara ya na ọ bụrụ na omenwe ya na ya ga-enye ya 1 billion naira na omenwe ya bịa ka ọ kpọlitere ya nne ya nwụrụ anwụ. Nwere sị na eje m eje ka nnenene ebe mmadụ ji akpọlite onye nwụrụ anwụ ha na-akparị Chukwu kere anyị nya ka a na-ekwu rum obido kpagharịba na akpụrụ na OnyeEze Jizọs je kpọchie ọ kwapụrụ anụ na ọ bụrụ na o mere eziokwu ọ kwapụrụ anụ ba na ndị eke ya bụ onye ji emezi o jiri aba Chineke gwuru ibe egwu. Kedu ibe merụnụ ndị gọọmenti ndị Anambra aka echelu ọ rụzie na ọkpọlite onye nwụrụ anwụ anyị enwe na onye je na-akpọlitere anyị mmadụ na mmadụ nwụa oji abụ aja alụ ọ rụzie na o menwuzighị ihe ọ rụzie na abasị na-eji ejekpụrụ ya fanwe ejekpụrụ ya ụnụ abụ na na-arụ ka anabe eme anyị ụnụ abụrụ ncha ka anabe eme anyị onye bilite obodo Jizọs gwube egwu onye bilite obodo Chineke gwube egwu pati Chineke egwu egwu onye ji Chineke egwu kpachara anya ya onye ji Chineke agba bọọlụ kpachara anya ya maka ụbọchị o ji elejiri hapụ kene maka ndị nwa na-emekwa na-aja alụ mana igbe ibe nna gwa onye amụma na-asụ ụchụ obi bekweghị ma ncha ncha ọ bụrụ na akpụrụ ya eziokwu na ajụ ekwentị ọghọ na ọ bụ eziokwu mana ọ bụrụ na akpụrụghị ya o mechaa eji ejegwu inyi onye nwụrụ anwụ ebe ọnwụ na ndị gọọmenti kwuru ya onye ekwekwana ka emepe mọtụarị na eziokwu kedu ka ibe gbasarụba kedu ibe gbasarụba ọ bụrụ na ọwụhụ plan kedu ibe gbasarụba paaki echelu ka o jekpalite onye nwụrụ anwụ ka ụwa bụ ọbịa ike kababụ n'anya ka ụwa mụọ abamụ n'ọba abachukwu kaba ji egwu ndị gọọmenti dachie mana ịmụ ibe na-ewe m iwe ịmụ ibe iwe m ọ bụrụ na o mekọrịcha onye amụma na-asụ ụtụ mechaa anyị ji akagharịkwu ya o ji abịa anyị abọnite nnukwu nna m nwụrụ anwụ ka ọ kpọtara nye n'ọnwụ ọ ya emeriri ya ma o mekwoghị ihe nye na Chineke ji agbara ezigbo iwu.
Njenje says he has to come back and make sure that he raised the death. Now, I think, that's where I think, we must have critical thinkers. Obviously, the moment he said that, it's absolutely bonkers, absolutely rubbish, absolutely nonsense. He was talking about that he was going to raise 7 people. Anyway, I think like Njenje said, I would agree that even if when he finishes his police case, he must come out and he must raise 7 people, from the dead. And we have seen, there are prophets like him that have come and they've gone. We remember when we had in the person of Edinog, I think even Edinog, I think Morocco, one Maduka even sang a song then, Anyamfule Edinog, Unsobumana or whatever. But, and Edinog was giving them staff. Eventually, when he was no more, a story had it that many of them that visited him, some called it church, but I know it's a shrine. Eventually, some of them ran mad. And some of them eventually became cuckooed. So, be that as it may, this is something that we must not continue to allow to, fester. It starts, your job watching me now, and my job is that I'm speaking up. I have a platform to speak up. But your job also is to help the society. Please, wherever you are, in your smaller milieu, in your smaller groups, please begin to speak up against such. You might think it's not having some impact, but if we all come together to speak and condemn such evil act, it will reduce. Some of you say that these things are not our problem, but this is our problem that we can handle. The bigger problem that we have, like the issue in Olu, which I had a conversation, I posted the video already. We earlier today had a conversation with Dr. Sama Amadi, where we looked at issue in Olu and, trying to juxtapose that with the same level of rascality happening in the Southwest. And it points to one thing and one thing only. It's a failure of governance. Yes, we agree that the governance has failed. We agree that even the Southeast governors, the Southwest governors, we agree that the presidency, everyone has failed us. But people, my people, must we, because the government has failed us, must we fail ourselves? We can't. I don't know, honestly. These things bother me. Why it bothers me is, if we do not get a grip today, it's going to hurt us tomorrow. The society that we abuse, the rivers, the environment that we abuse today, they're going to take their toes on us tomorrow. And when they're going to take their toes on us, it's going to be probably when we are no longer strong. Imagine we allow this level of madness and stupidity to thrive, where churches will tell a young man that your mom, your dad, your uncle is the problem, you're not progressing. Imagine when such nonsense continues unabated. You are in your 30s now, you are in your 40s, but if that madness continues, by the time you get to 65, 70, when your strength begins to fade, then you will be at the mercy of the indoctrination that's happened over the years, that the elderly are the problem of the young ones. In the East, everywhere people say that they give poison. And I keep asking, even this Christmas, I say, you talking about this? Do you give people poison? He said, no. I said, the other person, do you give people poison? It is a creation of the Nollywood. And many of my friends within the Nollywood who've been speaking about this and will say, listen, from the year 2021, we must change the narrative because we are hurting ourselves. This is a brand that was something that is out of Nollywood. You come into someone's house and everybody's scared of another person. It cannot continue this way. The society must change. Let government do the ones they can, and let us do the one we can. You know, why some of us, why government sometimes don't even do the things they do? Because government, even those in government, patronize them. We saw in Abia State, one of them visited one of the, I think the, I don't know, one of the advisors, I don't know, but I saw they were spraying money and doing cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Abian now. Why they were doing that, eventually the guy lost his job. Because how can you, in Fontonit, you come to White House, you come to the city of California or Texas or Bremen or Manchester, in an office you begin to spray money. People, we must, we must begin to be alive to our responsibilities as citizens. Because when we frown at these things, the government have no option than to listen to us, because if not, they lose legitimacy. Yes, that government, those in government doesn't mean we have to do it. And someone says, you have point, Nollywood paint. Oh God, Nollywood. I mean, I know, I acted in some Nollywood. I mean, I know in the 1999, 2000, when one was part of Nollywood, but it's not in this way. Nollywood paints our culture. I know many of my friends up to today, in 2020, up to 2020, last year, this year, they do not visit their villages because of the notion created that you come there. Who is going to kill you? You're a son of the soil. Nobody. No one is going to kill you. Diego Nbute has his own side effect. And the reason why I'm making this video is that these are things that we must begin collectively as a people to look into, else it's going to hurt us. And if it hurts us, it's going to hurt us real bad. It's going to hurt us real bad. I see it. I see I can already see that happening. Hence, trying to talk against it now. Some of you that have comment boxed after my first video saying that I should ignore what he does. If I don't go there, I shouldn't discourage people. I know some of you, I didn't reply you because I believe you're going there. But take this, write it down. There is no shortcut to success. You cannot succeed via any shortcut. It does not happen. There is no shortcut to success. Mark Zuckerberg didn't have any shortcut, right? Name them, anyone, Bill Gates, or everyone that has been so successful. There is no shortcut to success. So you younger one listening to me now, thinking you can do rituals, they can ask you to get your mom, get your dad, get anyone, get a cow, get a ram, get what. Please, there is no shortcut to success. While I was in the East, to bury my elder brother who recently died, trying to buy a couple of goats, and we saw one ram, and pricing the ram, you know what they said to me? Oh, this house, this Hausa ram is 45,000, but this Igbo ram there, Ebini Igbo, Nwaozo Ebini, very well. That one is 78,000. I said, what? He said, no, Nanka, Aba. Now, you can see how warped the mentality has gone. It has moved from the churches, from the rivers, into the market. That even people in the market knows, oh, you come, they buy this one, they use it for Ilolu. Ilolu means for sacrifices. I can't believe that in this time and age, I thought, like I keep saying, I like the tradition of my people, but not in this way, because this is no tradition. This is no tradition. This is basically pure occultic. That's what it is. And the guy just scammed everybody. Scammed you that he was going to raise 7 people. The day to raise 7 people, the guy is in a window man, ignorance the too bad. Ignorance the too bad, man. Ignorance the too bad. And some of you saying I shouldn't talk about it. Listen, we have to. If we don't talk about it, it's going to hurt us all. Anyway, maybe it's time to get some of you. If you want to make any contribution, please, but ensure your contribution does not exceed 2-3 minutes max, please. Okay. And if it's time, you can, if let's just say normally here we want to make the conversation very interactive. So you can ask questions. We'll ask questions. I do answer these questions, and we'll make it a very, very interactive section. TUN says Zubi Michael will be the best one. The best one to do what? I do not understand what you mean. Michael Okoye says we must talk about it. Yes, of course we must, or you must talk about it as the case may be. Because these are things, if we don't talk about it, we allow the ignorance to fester. And the more ignorance festers, it basically, is going to hurt us. So for those of you joining me, I will say, it will be nice to know where you are watching me from, actually. I know many of you might be in the diaspora, but I want to know where you're watching me from. And do not forget to like and share this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Would you please, share this video, like, and make your comments. Let's see where you are watching from. Nbute. Nbute. Of course, Nbute. Now, you know what Nbute means. People who, that time, people, some of you in the diaspora will understand this better. People in Nigeria at that time, they think, oh, there is this tree. I remember there is this tree in the diaspora that when you go, you pluck money. I remember one time someone told me that she had that in France, you pick perfumes, in Paris, because at the back of the distance, sometimes you see Munich, London, and Paris. So he said in France that sometimes you pick, perfumes from the street that the French people, they just do, sometimes they don't like it, they just put it in the bin. Now imagine that kind of notion. That person can actually go to France thinking, wow, he's going to get a lot of perfumes. Then when he gets there, he says that for a Frenchman to even throw away perfume, you make sure that the last drop is really no longer there. And people wonder why does the Germans drive their cars until it gets old? Of course, hardship day everywhere. Hardship day everywhere. There is hardship everywhere. That's why they wouldn't. So at the end of the day, the bottom line remains that these things that we see, be it those ones that show opulence, too much money in the social media is not good. Be it the fake pastors and the fake DBs and the fake whatever that will tell people, get this and will give you this. And actually to know, to tell you that this guy, OnyeEze, is a total con man. Remember in that video, in his apology video, he was saying, that when he, after spraying that money, the money will go down, somebody will go and pick it. And in the same video, he said, 100, or when I do work for 100 people, 50, like 50%, it works. So what happens to the other 50%? If your work is so good, you do work for 100 people, 50%, it works. I've had calls. I've listened to calls on Facebook where people were saying, even if you go to that video now, read the comment section, you will see someone who wrote there that he once contacted him, but the moment he told him to pay 250,000, he ran away. I said, man, all you still there your head. You for take your 250,000, invest it there. Look, a man who is telling you that is going to make you rich in 3 months. Are you people idiots? Don't you look at his environment? It's a poverty-stricken environment. You see the doors he's using. Is that what someone who is healthy and someone who is wealthy, is that the type of door that look at the floor of the house? Look at the tiles, broken tiles, map of Africa, patched everywhere, and that's a man who wants to make you rich. Ask yourself this question. When a man says he's going to make you fly private jet, ask him how many does he fly? Man says, okay, I have not flown private jet. I haven't flown business class before in my life. Sorry, I fly business, but I haven't flown first class. But man says, okay, has never in his life flown first class. He only flies business or premium economy. But imagine where man says, okay, will be promising you that I will make you fly first class and buy private jet, whereas I can't even smell. Nah, man. Unless my brain I will fine. So thank you, everyone. Jacob, when you mention money, our people lose their brain. Yes, of course. And Maze is watching from Zurich. Navigate Oita, Ishefale is good. They believe our people sometimes, it's, Jacob, you're right, that our people sometimes, what they believe in, it beats me silly. Wow, the first time I'm having someone watching from Togo. Okafo Obunike is watching from Togo. 50 Bundi Asia. Okay, 15 Naira Bundeja charge, I believe. Odumeja and Zubi Michael will be the next. The next to do what? The next to be, I don't know. But, I don't want to start an internet war. So because when you talk about Odumeja now, he has his followers who calls him daddy. And, you see, it is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. You know that. Very dangerous. So I have my first caller here. Good evening. Who am I speaking to, and where are you calling from?
Hello, Master. This is Tochukwu speaking from the UK.
Can you speak up, Tochukwu? Good evening.
Tochukwu Okoye speaking from the UK.
Tochukwu Okoye, you are welcome to this program. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I find your topic today very, 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 very interesting and very, very important, because if you sort of study what is going on back home in Nigeria, you find that what you're discussing today has become very serious. And the worst part of it is that the people that are supposed to be talking about this, that should be taking it seriously, are not doing anything about it. In fact, they are the people, adding the petrol into the fire.
Yes.
I keep asking myself, what is our tradition? What is our culture? down to now money. Everything is money.
No value
Everybody
anymore. No
everybody
value.
just wanted to go to an event and eat and throw money up in the air, and that's about it. And go back home with sirens. Is that our culture? Is that our culture? That's what I keep asking myself. Because that's all you see. People just go to events and eat and overdrink and throw money up in the air and then go back home with sirens.
But do you know?
Nobody thinks about anything else.
Do you know the worst part is when they do that and eventually probably get, because they overspeed and they get into an accident, or maybe they are drunk and get into an accident, the next thing you hear is, oh, Ebo here, actually accident.
Yeah.
You see?
And the roads are not good. They're driving so recklessly on a bad road because there's no authority to check whether they're above their drinking limits, anything because they can drink till thy kingdom come, and then they jump into their cars and then and drive like madmen with their sirens. I mean, there is no culture. We don't have traditions anymore. Our old the wise people back home that should be enforcing this, teaching our tradition, they're no longer there. They're not. There's nobody's doing anything.
Well, you see, the thing is, and that's one essence of this channel is, for many years
it's really
now.
Heartbreaking.
No, hold on. I think I sometimes disagree with my viewers and audience when we say nobody is doing anything. If nobody is doing anything, you and I can do something. And this conversation that you and I are talking about this now, having over 200 people watching and more coming in, means someone is doing something. Because we can't just throw our hands in the air, like people say that he's been arrested. I mean, the first time I saw the video, and the one that broke me, the one that really got me angry, is to look at women that we revere as mothers, as daughters, as wives, being naked, even one pregnant, and just to make freaking what?
I don't know where they're rushing to, what they're planning to make. I don't know. Like I saw another video where people are eating live chicken.
Oh, dear.
Can you imagine such a thing?
We become
Some people start eating people just for the sake of making money.
You know what they do now? They eat people's shit.
Jesus Christ.
And and someone says it's not important, we shouldn't discuss it. This society is going bonkers.
People are just going stupid nowadays back home. Because I think there's another Igbo guy that has a media outlet too. He's an Inewi guy. I've forgotten what he's called. And he constantly go to these events and then post it on his media platform. And then he talked about OnyeEze, and then I criticized him. And he didn't like it because I see most of his posts were about people throwing money up in the air. He goes to these rich events and then he comes back and then posts everything on social media, promoting all these guys that he doesn't even know their source of income, where that money comes from.
Anyway, I blame
just promoting it.
To conclude is
criticize him that is not right. That he's contributing to these young people going out of their heads after watching his video and his events, and they think that acquiring wealth is easy, because that's what they think, that to acquire wealth is easy. Once you go to a ritualist and he would concoct some stupid thing for you, then you go out there and you become a billionaire. I don't know. You have to be very hardworking. How can you just make money like that?
There is a lot of deconstruction that we have to do, and it's not something that is going to be done only in one call or in one program. There has to be series of program. What I would, people should watch out on this channel. This 2021, God's willing, we will have a lot of events that would get towards knowing who we are as Igbo. Because I think there is a lot of things we don't understand and a lot of things we don't know. And, you know, when things like this happen, that people believe they can get rich by eating live chicken, the chicken is doing quack, 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 and somebody's eating. Man, it's unbelievable, you know, and a lot of other evil in the society. You know, everybody wouldn't, by the way, not everybody is a Christian, not everybody is a traditionalist, not, so you must not, and that's where morality comes in, because morality knows no religion, but there is universal morality that knows that killing a human being is wrong, and that knows that spilling of blood is wrong, that knows basic fundamental things that has nothing to do with religion, ethnicity, or creed. Okay, so Tochukwu, thank you very much for your call, and much appreciated.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my brother. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. So people, you can see that you know, I'm not the only person that is alarmed. You can hear the caller from the United Kingdom as well. And please like the video if you haven't done so. Thank you very much. The second caller, who am I speaking to? This is OnyeEze, okay?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, speaking with a priest, Innocent Nwafo. I'm speaking from Australia.
Okay, are you a Catholic priest?
Yeah.
Okay, wie geht's dir?
Ja, es geht mir gut und dir?
Ja, mir geht's wunderbar. Jetzt, dass du anrufst, ist es alles hervorragend.
Ja, danke schön. Ich möchte auf Englisch sprechen, damit ich...
Ja, es ist okay. Hau rein. Das ist kein Thema.
Gut, danke schön. I just want to thank Onye and Njenje for this conversation that is taking place this night. And people say that an unexamined life is not worth living.
Magam.
And I think we're beginning really to examine who we said we are, the Igbos. And you know that in Europe also they had their own bad time.
Sure.
It was our thinkers who used to examine as essentialists. Everybody questioned what does life mean? And so now that we're beginning to ask this important question, I think we are beginning to head in a very very long time. I have always had my doubts about what they not do. They do a lot. They showcase a lot of what is good in our culture, but sometimes I fear that they contributed also in somehow leading our people away from what is really matters, from this industry for which the Igbo man is known for before. Somehow, I think that there's a way to say in the Bible that what our fathers did, visit their children 4 times. There was a time I was mad with this saying, but these days, begin to look at it in a different way. Because the grown-ups, our fathers who didn't go to church, who were not baptized, some of them who killed animals and tried to tell us that this is the way to life. They made a mistake, but that's the limit of their knowledge. And today, many people are going to school. We expect that our knowledge should have helped us to think in the right direction, to examine situation. Just think of this person you are talking about who brought men and women in the street, promising them wealth.
In 3 months, listen, in 3 months, to buy a private jet in 3 months, just 90 freaking days.
Okay, look at that. Just look at that.
So if I may ask you, what role, I mean, as a priest, what role are you people playing in trying to bring sanity into this level of madness?
Well, if you begin to ask what role, you know that there's no way the whole priest, for instance, in Nigeria, can come and begin to say, we want to play this role. Let me tell you, generations are not usually saved by masses, but by individuals. That Obama became the president of America was fought by somebody, Martin Luther, and just a few. That South Africa is enjoying freedom today is fought by an individual. What's his name? This man that is 27 years in prison. Please help me.
Mandela.
Mandela. That India is enjoy their freedom today is Mahatma Gandhi. So if you ask me what priests are doing, I think it is a wrong question.
No, it's not. I mean, men of God.
Then begin to. Then you can ask me what Kuka is a priest. You don't you hear him? Or the Bishop of Nsukka, don't you hear him? These are priests. And many people are doing in their own little ways. But
exactly, because we need.
Yeah, and there are people, and it is not anybody that does something will come into the microphone.
No. What we are saying is that, I mean, there ought to be an aggregation of voices in order to create that critical mass.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate I appreciate what people like you do, and sadly, within the neo Pentecostal drive, that's a different conversation on its own, because when you look at people bold-faced and say that the Lord said this, that if you pay this tithe by tomorrow, X, Y, Z will happen. And eventually you obtain by trick. You take money from the vulnerable, and they're basically those that need the money most. I keep giving this analogy. A woman or a mother who earns 30,000 per month and pays 10% tithes would go hungry, because the 27,000 will not going to be enough too. And but that's where the church is driving. Anyway, that's a different conversation before we get much entangled into that.
When you say the church, it becomes there's always a danger of overgeneralization.
Exactly. So that's what I said. Let me apply.
Are you talking about the Catholic Church?
No. I said the Pentecostalists. So I mean that's my words. Yeah. But it's fine. Now let's not get into that argument for this evening.
Yeah, this freedom of religion. Sometimes it is difficult to come together by the different denominations to have a consensus. But you can be sure that sometimes it is like a fighting for survival. These people said that this is not good. The other one said, "Oh, this is." And the people interpret the scripture in ways that like to favor them or to win them the masses and make them popular. So you have always this danger everywhere in all the denominations also. But then we have to be trying. A lot of people are doing something, some privately, some who have the opportunity like yourself.
I think for some reason there is echo from your side is whistling, and it makes me feel like a siren is going behind me, or a generator, that kind of creepy sound.
I hear it, but I don't know from where it is coming.
No, okay, it's fine. Anyway, I think others. It's fine. I think others are calling in now. So thank you very much for your time, Chris.
Thank you very much for your conversation. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Then bless you too. Bye. So people. My brother, what is said is also in Catholic Church too. Again, I wouldn't be dragged into that conversation this evening. We will have that conversation about the church, as in quote unquote, the church, because there is a lot of things that is not right. And we can no longer sit on the fence. We must all begin to chook our mouth. And, when I say chook, that is in the Nigerian street parlance, meaning we must all begin to make comments and lend our voices to the things we consider not right. So I might be able to take one more call. +234-708-0042-206. That's the number to call here at the Njenje Media Studio. So that's once more +234-708-0042-206. So you can share the video, like the video, and let's have the conversation a couple of minutes more, then we'll call it a day. And within the week, we would endeavor to get some people to come in and let's discuss about the ESN, the crisis in Olu, and other matters arising as it will concern the Igbo nation and the whole southern Nigeria, especially the middle belt, the southeast, the south, and the southwest. A lot is happening, but here our own is that we will first of all deal with issues that is happening at home. And what is closer home is that con men in the name of prophets, whatever they call themselves, would allow women to go naked in a river, have their baths with a promise of probably getting husband or probably getting children. And this is unacceptable, and you videotape them and you kill these rams, and it appears these rams are killed. Suya make because after they kill the rams, they sell them to suya maker, so they make money into two places, because these things they come and they send the things to the suya makers and they make ram suya, But you that have gathered all your money and you have gone to them, you've given them all that you have, and they basically made away with your money. But you've gone home hungry, angry, unfulfilled. But most times, because your face has shown online, you may not have the courage again to go back and demand for a refund. And that is what is happening. There is no two ways about it. We must condemn this act. Again, I repeat, for the unperturbed time, there is no shortcut to success. Imagine again someone telling you, because what they do is like someone preparing to take NECO, JAMB, or WAEC, and someone tells you to come and do sacrifices. That when you do sacrifices and they give you magic pen, when you get into the exam hall, the magic pen will help you do the exam. That is exactly what they are doing. I can tell you free of charge. You will get into that exam hall, you will definitely score F9 on that subject, you will definitely fail, and nothing will happen because you are a capital idiot by first believing in such that you cannot study. If it's mathematics, you haven't learned the formulas. If it's English literatures, you haven't read the books. If it's physics, you haven't done anything. If it's religious studies, you haven't opened the parts in the Bible and read the curriculum. Therefore, failure is the only thing that would greet you good morning the next day when the result comes out. So, continue. If you doubt me, keep going. You would, at the end of the day, find out that there is no shortcut to success. There is absolutely no shortcut. That you're going to make sacrifices, be naked in the river, washing yourself. Ah, man, when I played that video mentally, I'm like, it's unbelievable. We are a great people. We are great people. We are indeed a great people. And sometimes if we don't recognize that we are great people, other people recognize. In conclusion here, I'll play us a very short clip by Dele Mahmood, my good friend Dele Mahmood here, that you can listen to him describe Ndibo. That will make you understand that when you are breaking the pan canal with the stone, if you're not counting the pan canal that you have broken, the stone with which you break the pan canal counts.
Right. And it's enshrined in the Constitution of Nigeria. Nigeria is a secular society. How can anybody say an Igbo man cannot be president of Nigeria and I will accept it? Then it shows how brainless I am. If I'm the president of Nigeria today, I would have turned Southeast Nigeria into the hub, our own Silicon Valley. These are people endowed. They are as brilliant as the Chinese, the Koreans, and the Indians put together. We have them. Why are we not using them? But because there was a civil war before, and we said we have forgiven ourselves, and now, but you are forgiving yourselves, but an Igbo man cannot become anything in Nigeria, cannot be president, cannot be trusted to be Inspector General of Police, cannot be trusted. Why? Look at Joe Biden. He has already appointed Nigerians into his government. Already. Before he's
You know, one thing I'm trying to say, the reason why I played this clip, I know is politically, it's, slightly, but it's just that part that he spoke about the perception of Ndibo by others. That is the part that I want us to. Now, if you're watching me, you think you've done these things and it works for you, and you want to give testimony. You know, in the church now, people give testimony. You can call in. And I have a caller here. Who am I speaking to? You're with OnyeEze okay here at Njenje Media.
Hello, OnyeEze okay. Good evening.
Yeah, who am I speaking to and where are you calling from?
Yeah, speaking with Darlington from Indonesia.
Okay, Darlington from Indonesia. It appears a lot of the customers of the man in question normally come from the Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, and all the Asia countries. Are you a customer?
No, I'm not a customer.
Okay. Go ahead. Make your contribution.
The issue there is that most of we young guys, but I don't want to exclude myself because I'm also a young guy who is fortunate for a broader pasture, like looking for a better way, a shorter cut to make money.
But there is no shortcut to success.
No, there's never a shortcut to success. Even if you try to go into success, it's not easy. But that is a very, very bad way for it. Understand? There's nothing that you try to like. How will I put it? Use your manpower and ask God for grace. Understand? And everything will be done. Understand? But this OnyeEze also is tough. To me, it is scammer, and I believe that any power he got is from all these evil temples, which that he won't last up to 2 to 3 years as others are. Do you understand? Because all these kind of people, they don't last in this kind of game. The highest they can last is 3 years. And those precautions, those who went under them, all those precautions will still come after them. Because if you are clean a chick chicken for your gods. It will get to an extent which you start demanding for cow. Then after cow, you start demanding for human blood. By then, you don't know what to do next. So I will rather say that this thing should be followed in a proper way, and that man needs to be sealed very, very well, because one is destroying Igbo's lineage. He's destroying us, we Igbos. We are great people, and he's spoiling our name all over the world. This is social media, and everybody around the world. And this is why most of white people don't like associating with us, we Igbo, especially Nigerians. It's really spoiling our name as Igbos.
The problem there is not, the problem is not only the Igbo one. It happens in Benin, it happens in the Yoruba nation, but all man to their own. So we are Ndibo, the Asian people, and that's why we are talking about it.
We need to protect our own. That is most important thing, because Ndibo sila iga I'm case where soil Igbo say iga hapo okola abwela ashuke. So again, you need to chase your own first. We need to protect our own rights as Igbos. We need to protect our own rights as Igbos, because it's not bad. It's really bad. Me seeing such a thing online. Understand? It's really bad seeing such a thing online. A lot of people here in this Indonesia are really condemning that man. We that if to face in person, if they see the man in person, they might do it like, I don't know what they might do to him.
Anyway,
it's very, very bad.
Anyway,
if you want to do such a thing, you don't need to come to social media and start publicity it that this OnyeEze Jesus. Jesus name here.
Anyway, it's no one has a franchise of Jesus. That's by the way. The bottom line is that I am happy that many of you in Asia, in your, to borrow your words, are against such. Normally, many in Asia and some other countries are normally people that, they believe that they are the ones that engage in such more. I do not see many people. I do not see many people in Europe and America believing in such nonsensical crap. Be that is may, bear in mind, you alluded to the fact that, they can make sacrifices, but again, I can tell you free of charge, there is nothing like Nbute, there is nothing like ritual money, they are all fake. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Very fake.
Anyway,
I support that.
So thank you very much for your call. I think I have others now on the line. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Thank you.
So at the end of the day, people, I will take one more last caller. I think someone had called twice. Let me call that person, back. And what we have to now know is that we cannot continue in this trajectory because it's going to hurt us. And if unchecked, it could actually spill over. By the time it's going to hurt us, we will be wondering what hit us this hard. Hello, good evening. You are speaking to OnyeEze. Okay, this is live on Njenje Media TV.
Yeah, OnyeEze, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Who am I speaking to and where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Obara Onyebuchi. I'm calling from New York.
Okay. Obara Onyebuchi, you're welcome. What's your contribution?
My contributions are, one, I was so disappointed to see this kind of person on social media, because we the folks are the most hated tribe in Nigeria. So when something happens, it goes back to hatred.
Why is your network behaving?
you know?
Your network is behaving as if you're. The network is behaving as if you're in a. Okay, I can't hear you now anymore, but it's fine. I think it's trying to reconnect. So, sorry about that. Bottom line remains that it's something we must all frown at, and it's something that is not, giving us joy. And as Stella Chikelo said, he says that is ego oku is hurting us. It's something that we must frown at and ensure that it doesn't happen. Yeah, hello, who am I speaking to? Hello, you're speaking to Mazes, okay?
Yeah, Mazi.
Yeah.
I don't know, I greet you.
Who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from?
This is Harris Meyer. I'm calling from Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunate. I didn't start following your program. Hello?
Can you please off the device you're watching me with? The echo is feeding back.
You mean to lower the volume of the TV?
I don't know how you're watching me. If you're watching me on the TV, please lower the volume or put it on mute.
Yeah, the volume is off already. Can I now speak?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
I didn't start watching your program on time. I just joined. But
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Wow, the call is now jamming. I have people from South Africa, Netherlands. So sorry if you're calling back. Once someone is on the line, can you hold on until that person drops? Thank you. Go ahead. Can you make your point very quickly?
However, very disappointed about that man. And let me comment on what the last speaker mentioned of. That man is not an occultist. He's just a fraudster. And he's behaving as if he is granted, he has a license to do people. That man doesn't have any single power spiritually or religiously or otherwise. He has nothing to offer other than to tell you, bring this. Tomorrow he will tell. When you get tired, you discharge yourself.
Sorry, go ahead.
My most problem with him is that he's dealing with animals, breaking the bones of animals who has no helper. We kill them to eat them. Of course, it's painful to kill them. In abroad here, they kill them in a way that they wouldn't feel pain. But that man will just break their bone for nothing. Again, he's nakeding our mothers. He's causing our mothers to commit nuisance, instigating them to commit deceitfully, causing them to commit nuisance. Our wives, unmarried and unmarried. Less about the men, I'm not interested in them. They want to get a Nbute, so let them go and Nbute it. Let's see.
Yeah, but the women there, they weren't forced. They also went to go and Nbute Nwa. So it is the same Buteism.
These women, they are deceived. They are deceived. It's because of the condition of the country.
Hold on. When you talk about the condition of the country, Heaven's Son Chinedu say, how is Nigeria not working the problem of stupidity? So if the condition of the country is, yes, the country is not working, does it make you to be stupid?
Yeah, now it's connected. I can hear you. I
Yes,
wonder whose
does
network is causing the problem.
no, I think there is a lot of calls coming in. So when they come on a regular line, it cuts this, but it's fine now. So you can make your point snappy because other people obviously want to make their contribution as well.
However, just to let people know, that man is a dupe, does it.
Wayo
is a game, but he can do it secretly and not to disgrace and tarnish the image of Igbos. Because we like money, then he starts saying we can look for money by all means. I wonder what EFCC is waiting.
But
they will deal with that man.
To tell you,
because that man has committed one, abusing animals, abusing humanity, disgracing Nigeria by showing that we don't have value for our naira, and many other things. These pictures are the one we see in the public. Who knows the other one he will take in secret that he will use as a defense when he will have cases for all these things.
And do you know that in as much as he's not the one telling people to come, but people went there on their own volition. So the question is, these are the ones we saw on camera. Only God knows the one happening when the cameras are off. Anyway, thank you very much for your time and contribution. And hasta breve. Remember blessed.
Thanks.
So I think some of you calling from Turkey, South Africa, please could you call the WhatsApp line, not direct line, please. Just the WhatsApp line. Thank you very much. So I think someone from South Africa, if you could call back again. Yeah, hello, Mazezoke speaking. Who am I on to?
Good evening. My name is Chinedu.
Chinedu, you're welcome.
From Canada.
Okay. Hello, Chinedu.
Yeah, I just saw you online right now, and I thought I should contribute on the program you are doing right now. Well, about the OnyeEze, I'm so glad that the people or the Igbos are speaking about it.
Go ahead.
For a long time, and he was allowed to go on. He's painting a very bad picture of the Igbos. It just looks like Igbos are not working hard. Igbos are very hard-working people, and what he's been doing, nobody actually says anything until the women started going naked. I just hope that he's going to be arrested and used as an example so that people don't paint bad picture of the Igbos, because we are very hardworking people.
That's correct. Thank you very much for your contribution. We're straight to the point. Thank you. So I think, as the last caller said, Igbos are very hardworking people without any prejudice. Without any prejudice, I would say, please add the number to your phone and call us through the WhatsApp. Okay, so call us through the WhatsApp, not the direct line, but you put the number on your WhatsApp, you call through the WhatsApp. Without being, prejudiced in any way, shape, or form, we do understand that people go there, but at the end of the day, the image and things that we have seen doesn't sit well with us collectively as Ndibo, and hence that we devote time and energy for people to join in this conversation where I have not seen anyone who is supporting them that has called, or someone who has gone there and say, oh, it worked for me. It is a testimony that Asali Ocho, Masapukwane Ife. I haven't seen that. And maybe the customers don't want to come out and testify of how good the services that he has rendered is to them. But the only thing is, I must say again, even when, sarcastically, I am really not happy that he was arrested on D-Day. I would have preferred that he was not arrested today, that he would, we would have seen the raising of 7 dead bodies, and the funny part is that he said the bodies he will raise are the ones that already have their funeral planned. He's not going to raise the ones that just are fresh. So the ones that already, pardon me, John. Yeah, welcome back. Make it snappy, my friend.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Onye calling from New York.
Yes, Onye, go ahead. Make it snappy.
Okay, thank you very much. So, as I was saying before, sometimes in the Bible, I say, So, my concern about this is, how do our people think that you can make money through that kind of ritual? It can never happen. Someone like me, I don't believe in ritual sacrifice. I believe in dignity in labor.
Yeah, hard work.
I believe that you have to work hard. You need to work hard. For me to come over to America, I know how I worked. I never went to any ritual, any church. I'm a living testimony. So I don't see how a youth would think that money, good things come easy. Good things never come easy. If it comes easy, you're going to die the following day, or you'll have a little lifespan to stay. So I believe my people should understand that we are the struggling people. We believe in ourselves. We know that we can do person will take the glory. You will know because somebody that made something we should understand that things doesn't come easy like that. You have to work and get what you want in life. Live a longer life. Look at how our people are dying. You know what they committed? Look at the one that just died in Dubai. They tortured him because he was floating his wealth on the social media, his money. Okay, this guy.
Now, can I ask you a question on that one? Do you for 1 second think that anyone who legitimately made his money would do that kind of flaunting? Did you get the question?
Anybody that make money through good hard way can never showcase his wealth because he knew what it takes for him to get to that level. There's no way you work hard and get your money, you start showing it on. It's because it's cheap money, easy money. You soil your hands somewhere. That's why you're showing it. If you know the worth of your wealth, how you get to get to that extent, you cannot be showing your money. You cannot showing your wealth on a social media. This guy that is reigning now, I heard that he was a bus conductor. You could imagine that. He was a bus conductor before he managed to get into this kind of thing, start scamming people. After all, they all scam people that go to Asian countries. If you remember Njenje, when he was reigning, when he went to Malaysia and you saw what happened to our people. So all these things are just, a sample. We should know that good things doesn't come easily. It can never work. If it comes, easy it comes, easy it goes. So I believe my people should sit up and know that you have to work. If I happen to be in my country back, I'm going to face agriculture because I know that there is food scarcity in the land. You plant cassava, you plant whatever, you raise goats, you raise chicken, you make a lot of money. You live your simple life and live longer. So my brother, I wish and I pray people should start understanding that going out of the country, making quick money is the solution. It's not the solution. We have to look into ourselves and know that we look at the generation now.
So
we don't live longer anymore.
Why do you think do you think this problem is prevalent with our brothers and sisters in Asia, and as someone alluded to before?
Yes, Mazi, because they were prone to such a thing.
How?
They were prone.
How?
They were prone to deceiving because Mazi, these are where you can easily manipulate and draw. You cannot do this in other countries. You cannot,
I wish I can. I wish your line is not breaking. That we can hear you properly. Hello, come back again.
Yes, man. I say 70% of our people in Asian countries, they were going there. They indulge in drug trafficking. Everybody knows that. Only few of them are doing the genuine business.
I think many of them watching now probably wouldn't agree with your assertion of 70%.
Yeah, they wouldn't agree with me. I told you 70% goes there. Like it's unlike America, it's unlike Europe, where you can walk. I don't mean that there's nothing like drug going on in all this, but it's minimal. But those places, okay. If you read news, you see how many people that are being caught. This January.
Okay, my brother,
Malaysia,
I think
Malaysia, India.
let me take other callers, and thank you very much for your call. Let me take this call from the United Kingdom. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Good evening. This is Charles speaking from the UK.
Okay, Charles. You're welcome. Make your contribution, Charles.
Thank you very much. I think this matter you're discussing is very, very important. And one unfortunate thing is that it's lingered for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And few of us talk, and our people seem not to be interested in, filtering the good from the bad. And it's not speaking well from the international community.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine such man, if people from the Western community watches such video, seeing him abusing the currencies, abusing people's privacies by showing their nudes, and also, abusing the animals. And you remember that lately, for this has started for a very long time. Women of other African nations, they don't like to marry or even date our people because what they see in the movie and also what they see such man doing. So I've lived in the Gambia, and you cannot take a Gambian woman. It's very difficult for a Nigerian, especially from our tribe, taking a Gambian woman to Nigeria. The reason be they say you're gonna use him for money ritual. You're gonna use her for money ritual. So it is the type of movies that Nigeria produce, and an attitude coming from such a man called OnyeEze, whatever it is. So he's done very much, harm to the Igbo tribe. Secondly, it started from the likes of Odumeje, and maybe me and a few other people was crying at that time, shouting, trying to expose what Odumeje was doing. But people thought, who are you to judge? They always say, who are you to judge?
Yeah, but I think Odumeje's case is slightly different because I see him as a musician, as a comedian, and aside the fact that he ventures into the destruction of the artifacts of my ancestors, like what he did in Enugu, Abagana, where he burnt an Ikenga. aside such, you can laugh at the comic relief of what he does. Okay, I mean, at that level, you leave it at that. But not when someone does, like these OnyeEze is doing. See what I mean? I mean, I think they are two different.
My brother, I can tell you that they're not different. Odume just said that there's a woman who was carrying a baby girl in her stomach, but he turned it to be a baby boy. Can you imagine that? And there we have
really
women prime ministers here and there, of course.
Really?
He turned a baby girl. Can you imagine such races?
I would allow Okorocha to respond to that, and I believe you, Okorocha, will say very reason.
You see?
Oh dear.
Telling people it's condemned them to that. There's nothing anybody can do about it, that they're going to die. You see, such clownic attitude, speaking well of our people, and today it's gone back to music. So the problem there is, I haven't allowed to do this for a very long time. So why can't we immediately spot things like this? We stand up against it immediately, because this is not telling well of us. And
we nip it in the bud. Hence the reason why we're having this conversation. I do know that many people doesn't agree with us, but again, we'll keep talking. Ndokenye si na ekwughị ekwu melu ọnụ, anụ ha anụ melu ntị, anyụkwanụ ha anyụ melu ike, anụkwa n'isi nke anyụ melu imi. So everybody to their own portion.
Yeah, so you know that our counterparts in Nigeria, they can't behave like this, and they know exactly the problem of an Igbo man. They know how to deal with Igbo man. Just take few pieces of naira, and just fling, wave it to their faces, and Igbo man will succumb to it.
Nah, that's a stereotype. I mean, everybody says an Igbo man loves money, yet they wake up in the morning and go to job and go to work. So.
Yeah, but okay, it could be a stereotype, yes, but it's physically, you could see it, like the issue of this OnyeEze Jesus. What are they clamoring for? Why were they jumping into the river?
Well, I mean, my dear, it's just like I said to one of the callers, we stick to the issue that concerns us. If you look at it, as you rightly said before, we have our counterparts and they have their own. We have seen their House of Reps people caught on camera, performing rituals. And every time you see them in the news, you have, a lot of stuff. We've seen where headless bodies were used for, or body parts used for rituals in Lagos and other areas. But that doesn't mean that we are the only one that I think honestly, humbly would disagree. I will still want to leave it at the point that that's a stereotype. And as funny as it may sound, even Odumeje himself, in one of his comic relief videos, says, money, they say Igbos don't, it's only Igbos that rob you. Please go to only the people that rob you. So it's as comic as that may sound, others don't rob you, but so if others don't rob you, so you go to the people that rob you. You see?
That might actually, maybe your perception of that is a stereotype, but of course you know that the norm about the Igbos is all about money. They just want to make that money so quick.
Again, sorry, but we shouldn't buy into this stereotype. We shouldn't allow a very minute few the reason why we are spending time talking about it now is because the majority, how many callers? Over 10 callers this night, and everyone is still towing the same line of argument, meaning people do not like what they see. And if people do not like what they see, that means the people engaging in this dastardly and ignorant act, I say ignorance, total ignorance, are in the minority. Because if they were in the majority, this it would have been like a second world war. This telephone line would have at least had one or two, three, four people that would have called in support of saying, I've gone there and they worked, I've done this and they worked. But we're not having that conversation this evening.
Okay. Are you? Do you believe, or do you accord them, everybody, their opinion, and some of them who say, "Who are you to judge? You do not judge." Do you believe in that?
Well, it's opinion is free. You can always tell me, who am I to judge? I mean, that's you saying it, but it doesn't allow me to still air my view. Because obviously, I've had people who have come in box saying, we have series of problems in Nigeria. Why are you talking about a man who is doing his business? Again, you do not. I owe you no. I mustn't respond to every crap and nonsense that is written. Therefore, but I still have my rights to stick to what I think is the right thing. And in this case, my total condemnation, and apparently that the state and federal government waits in and puts him in the right place that he belongs, I believe is a call that is justifiable. Yes, by virtue of genetics, he is a brother. But when a brother goes astray, and I believe he should be put right.
Anyways, what I don't like about the so-called rumor of arrest is the fact that 7 people would have.
I do not listen. I said it sarcastically before, but I do not for one second believe that he was arrested. I believe he arrested himself. That's what honestly. That's honestly what I believe.
Know. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because he's made too much blunders and he didn't know how to get away with it.
And I'm just noticing. Sorry, on a different note, I'm just noticing today there has not been any super chat. What's happened? Has the super chat been disabled or what?
Maybe he's disabled. He's not under custody, anything. Or even if he's under custody, they just arranged it in order to divert attentions and all of that. But I still regret that 7 people could not rap today, because I thought that would have been at least, would have had another Jesus in our midst.
Anyway,
but this should send message across to our people that all that glitters are not gold.
Yes.
So I watched that young man presenting the same type of the same money, the same amount of money, in different places. Either he puts them on the couch and says somebody came to pay homage with that one, or he puts it in a bag, or he holds it in the water, like stack it on his hands.
Listen, my parting,
money.
my parting word for you is for 2021. You will get Bahus. Is it called Bahuse?
My brother, I walk here, I break my back, so
Ganduga, I think. Anyway, thank you very much for your call.
At some point, I'll leave you with this. At some point, I thought they were, they were cohorts. I mean,
anyway, I see. Anyway, thank you very much for your call. Much appreciated.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Oh, there are people. I think it's time to call it a day. I think point has been made that the majority of the great Igbo nation does not support, the things we've seen online in the last couple of months. And I think, the one that broke the camel back was when women came in the mix, being totally naked. Not even, there were times we saw them, they wore, I think in Nigerian context, it's called half shimmy, white half shimmy, or I don't know if there is anything like that, ladies boxers, It wasn't too outrageous then, but the moment they even think one of them was even pregnant, and they started showing up in that manner, and that's when many of us said, no, if we do not take action, you might, wake up tomorrow and see something that is more than what we had expected. Okay, so on that note, I think let me call back the individual that called from South Africa before, if he's able to pick the call, then he might be the last caller for this evening. Good evening, Mazes. Okay, here speaking. Who am I speaking to?
Good evening, Mazes. Okay, I'm speaking to Emmanuel Eze.
Emmanuel Eze, you're welcome to Njenje Media TV. Can you please make your contribution?
Thank you very much, Mazes. Biko, advice into the ụmụnne m ndị Igbo bụ na ọkụkọ agwọtara n'ọgwụ na-eso ọgwụ ana. Ihe niile na-amụke awụghị ọlaedo. Ụmụnne m bụ ndị Igbo na-achụ ego n'ụzọ na-ekwesịghị ekwesị. Onye na-enwebeghị ihe o mere mbụ ije South, gịnị ka ị na-asala ụjụ? Nwebe ihe rụrụ n'ụwa gị mbụ, chọrọ ego mbute. Onye ego onye ị na-achọ ibute ego onye ahụ nọ na-eriri arịrị na-akwa akwa n'ime abalị, ọma ndị natara gị na mma. Ihe niile a na-ebute ego mbute a, nene ka ọnwa na-adị ka nene ka ndụ ha na-adị.
What if I may ask you? I can see you're calling from South Africa. That's +27, right?
I am South Africa.
Okay, so because if we drive this conversation home, it appears in so many videos that we have seen, two recurring decimal is very prominent. One is that many of the clienteles are from the Asian continent and South Africa. In one of the videos, I don't know, you might know him, the guy from Refuting, who said he deals in drug and he wants to be the richest man in Refuting, that he said within 3 months you buy a private jet. So looking at these things, I mean, you obviously are in South Africa. What are the factors you think propel mainly people in Southeast Asian and South Africa to believe in this type of nonsensical crap and they engage in such acts?
Mazi, let me be honest with you. The reason for all this rubbish, that guy is in actually Rift. I know him very well. We are born in the same city from on a Rustenburg.
No, sorry, stop. When you say no name of ma, in what sense? They are on a lenogun, letegun.
Before we see law.
Maybe
when shop, maybe he on a level, he is peace. All of a sudden, he closed that shop down. Nah, Nigeria got big business. I had him surprised if IK, now that nonsense called Esochu, actually catch or if the need. Who are you? Is they can catch over the Guinea? Mother, they John, we are a put away here. Bambo True, Gumotegi, Jewels or family, and make progress now, your cheeky. Operate potential actually catch over the one in. Who are you? Get you who do ya Oku Onye Opolona Nisi. Advising them. Onye Apona Potana social media,
na-asị gị na ya na-eme nka na ya na-ekpe ekpere na ya na-eme nka na-eme nka ọ na-eme advert business ye ọ na social media television radio ka na-eme advert business so that people will see the business and buy onye ọbụla si gị ekpelu gị ekpele rụọ ọrụ gị ọrụ mgbada ga-akwụ ụgwọ kedu mgbada na-akwụ gị ụgwọ kwa mmadụ ibe gị mgbada na-akwụ gị ụgwọ
fraud
onye nwa na-alụrụ gị ọrụ ọ na-ego ada agụ ya ụmụnne m ka anyị na-reason very well biko ọgwụkọ ha m n'ọnụ.
Thank you very much. You have said it and aptly so. Thank you very much for your contribution and thank you for being part of this program this night. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, my brother. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think it's been long I heard this language. There was a time it was Anatuakuko. You know, Anatuakuko, I believe in the early 2000s. I remember one time one person called me from South Africa then I was still a student in Germany. He told me to go to telephone booth, Kandokatalia fax numbers or telephone numbers. You know, then in Germany, Hanarapu telephone booths in the telephone booths. But be that at this man, here we are. You're welcome. This is Njenje Media TV. Who am I on to? Okay. You're Lawrence, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Please, I have been following you all this while, but I tried to get your number. I didn't difficulty with that.
But here you are speaking with me now.
Yeah. I tried to go online not to get it.
So go ahead. What's your contribution?
My contribution is especially the notes of a thing on all that public. But the other side of it is that most of these pastors, all of them, what they are doing, not only in Nigeria, the whole Africa, so what they do the same thing. But the only thing is, this man overdo. He was showing off. That's the problem. But for what he's doing, that's what they do in secret.
So what you're saying is that I think one of his staff is called Sanctum Sanctorium. He said one is Sanctum Sanctus.
So the truth there. What they're doing, what he did was wrong, especially the need of a payment. Other things, let's be honest with ourselves. All other pastors will do the same thing. Even more, if you come up on this Facebook or Facebook, you see many people showing the nakedness of some others, the ones that are not theirs. They show new pictures.
Okay, so your contribution is that aside that he showed nakedness of women, we should allow him continue.
It's not a matter of allowing. It's not a matter of allowing. The truth is, when we want to be just or justify things, if you are crucifying one, crucify all.
Okay.
Because yes, when you are crucifying one
but
person,
I mean, honestly, no. I think he's being used as a benchmark. I believe every single one of them in the conversation this evening has been that they should desist from taking advantage of the vulnerable people. I mean, someone once sent me a video where I saw there is this little girl called Ada Jesus, I believe,
yes.
Where she was saying that Rita Edochie was owing her that arranged miracle arranging miracle for the major or whatever. I mean, so it means they all birds of the same feather, is it?
Yes, they are members of humans. That's what I'm trying to say. Because sometimes we criticize one person and leave the other.
No, but it's we've criticized the other. I've never minced word to say my grows with Odumeje, for instance, the destruction of our collective ancestral artifacts, even if when people do not worship that, but you have no right. And not only I didn't stop there, I made effort to liaise with some assemblymen in Anambra State to ensure that anyone, not only anyone within Anambra who destroys any ancestral artifact, should be that we should promulgate a law that criminalizes it, because the man hour in carving those things. Can you reduce the volume of your TV set, please? You have too much background noise there. Thank you. So the man hour in carving such ikengas and the fine arts, of doing such shouldn't just be destroyed in the altar of ignorance. And because when you burn them, you've erased history. But when you decide that you no longer believe in such wooden carvings or anything, I mean, it is your right. But please, you should collect them and send them to the museum. You are calling me from the United Kingdom. I'm aware that you can go to the Liverpool Museum and you will see the history of your ancestors. Imagine if they had burned it, if they have burnt them, you will see nothing. You will see nothing. You have nothing to show your kids. Nothing stops us from 200 years from today that we can tell our children that this is what our ancestors worshipped, and tell them the history and understand their thinking. How were they programmed? How could they have carved without any modern equipment such statues? Anyway, it's a conversation for another day. I'll leave it at that.
Yes, but just one thing I want to add to this is because I've been watching your this. I might like one of for the because when something big, this guy on Yoruba when a problem in the Fulani. Even on TV, they were using their dialect because there are some things they will talk, they don't want others to hear. And I know one day, I would like to encourage, or just to appeal, let me say, use that word, to appeal. For that name, or the Taja, Nande, I use one of our society. Because it looks as if I never was exposed even more likely for the.
But I
plus others to at least. I'm just suggesting because of what I got from I got from somewhere else, please.
That's fine.
I just want to thank you.
That's fine. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yes, Mazi. Even Madam Ochian was only equal. Music I'm here to get. It's in to make it destroy one of the artifacts in your area.
No. I used a collective. I said our ancestral artifact, meaning whoever is Igbo, you belong to the same ancestry. So that's okay. My allusion to that.
Okay, so let me help you a bit. My question always to them is, which religion are they actually practicing? I'm glad to associate this on your platform today. In Christianity, there is nothing like burning down or cutting trees. in Christianity.
No, but what they do has nothing. Honestly, what they do has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with Christianity. You know why?
Of course, yeah.
Many people watching me now would understand. Reverend Father Ede, that I think he's from Enugu State, but he operated then in LL. He was one of the smartest I have seen, because all those artifacts that were brought to LL then, Fadede never destroyed a single one. Fadede has, if not the largest museum in West Africa today, because he collected them all. And that's what I call someone who is smart, someone who knows what it is. But, you know, there was a time something was sold in France last year. I think about $134 million. And someone wrote me, Mazi, can we fight this and get this back? And I said, no, I won't. He was shocked. I said, why? I said, rather than me go fight them to bring it back to Nigeria for my brothers and my sisters who are brainwashed to go and destroy it, I would rather leave it in France. I would rather go to them and negotiate a deal. How much are you going to give me if you keep this? What's my own cut? Until we fix our place, knowing that if you bring it, do you know that some of these things, air condition has to be on 2.4 in order to maintain certain temperatures before them not to rust. But here you are, bring it down to your place. Someone will come back and start destroying these things and tell you this is the reason why he's not doing well. You know, it's
it's entirely very appalling to see somebody who's practicing Christianity cutting down trees and destroying.
It's ignorance. Honestly, it is ignorance, because how can you cut tree? You know, many people don't know. They see an Iroko tree, they say witches come to this place. I laugh my head off, because one, you cannot plant an Iroko tree. Second, if you're lucky that an Iroko tree grows in some way, provides shelters, it helps the environment, but someone will come and say, anyway, I think one time, as one of my brothers said, it was 2021, we would have series of lectures here. We'll allow people calling. If need be, we'll speak in Igbo, but we must begin to address this. We cannot allow this madness to continue. In as much as, we can't allow this madness to continue. Thank you very much. Let me take another call.
You're welcome,
yeah. Yeah, hello. Hello, OnyeEze, okay, speaking. Who am I speaking?
OnyeEze, okay, I know you are rounding up.
Yes.
Am I speaking to OnyeEze, okay?
Speaking, you're live on.
Oh, OnyeEze, okay. I just want to ask, on point of legality, what will this guy be charged for?
I haven't seen his charge sheet, but there are many grounds to actually.
Because,
go ahead. I said I'm listening to you. Go ahead. Okay. On that note, people, I think, never envisage that this will be this long, but okay, let me take this once more. Hello, you're speaking to OnyeEze, okay?
Hello, OnyeEze, okay?
Yes. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, my name is Kingsley. I was speaking to you before the phone cut off.
Okay.
I'm calling from England, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
London. Yes, I was asking, our people go to these people, and that's why they flourish. Okay? Everybody knows that these are cons, but people still go to them. Do you agree with me?
Yes, but you have a duty of care.
Who is holding the duty of care?
Now, are you aware that you are in the United Kingdom?
Yes.
There are things you couldn't do as an adult to vulnerable people. I'll give you an example. Someone who is mentally retarded, someone who is desperate for something. That's why, you go to a doctor, even after the whole thing, he still gives you options. So you do not. Why do you think that man could not do the same in the United Kingdom? Why? Because he will be taken in for. Yes, people come to him, he's got duty of care for those people. That's why they can't. When they move from Nigeria and they go to Europe, America, and they meet their Waterloo, because there is law that would not allow you to take advantage of people in that scale.
Okay, can I say this, Mr.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If any of the victims or those people that he's parading or doing all those things to go to the authority and complain, or we can satisfy that any of those people are mentally deterred, that is when actions can be taken against them. Remember that in our constitution, you have freedom of association.
Exactly.
You have freedom of religion.
Yes.
So, except if I start any type of satanic church or whatever, I'm a Christian.
Yeah, but satanic church, in your argument, satanic church is still freedom of worship.
Exactly.
Now hold on.
Yes.
Now hold on for a moment. Do you know that the same law you cite also does not allow you to abuse the naira?
Put it this way. In United Kingdom, I would say in United Kingdom, for example, if you like, take all your money and dump them in the Thames, nobody will arrest you.
But in the Nigerian context, because of the Owambe,
pardon me, sir?
But because of the Owambe nature and the cost of printing naira, I believe there was an act, I can't get my head around it now, that was promulgated in that sense.
I'm not good with
that. Now, another point to it. I saw about 2 clips, one an audio, one a video on Facebook, people saying what they have undergone in the hands of the man in question.
Good.
So, again, that's another ground. So
have those people gone to make complaint?
No,
to the police?
Listen. You're looking at you're contextualizing it with the UK setting, but this is Nigeria we're talking about, my good brother.
Okay, if we say this is Nigeria we're talking about, okay, I thank you, Mr. Ezeoke, for this orientation, because what you're doing is an orientation. What you're doing is worth millions of dollars for Igbos and Nigerians. I wish that our people will listen and see that these things doesn't work. But I can tell you that as our people watch you, they think it's not for me. It's for the other people. It's for someone else. Tomorrow, you will still see another. Someone mentioned about the guy that he says, somebody sang him in the music. He said, since I can't remember his name.
No, I mentioned it. I did. That's a Dinog. I mean, it's even the same Morocco went to Odumeje's church, and Odumeje prayed for him, said he has cured him. I don't know the ailment, and he sank in the church. Couple of weeks later, he died. So
when Fela Kuti sang, "My people go to Mecca," I can't remember how he said it. My people follow.
My brother, you're not a good musician at all. You'll be very poor if you ever sang.
I know, man. Okay, but Fela was a prophet. He made mention of everything we're going through today in Nigeria. But did anyone take notice? We think he's mad. We think he's Igbo smoker. We think he's a man to nonsense. But I can tell you today, type names in the Google of human rights activists, Fela Kuti will appear in the Google. Do you agree with me?
Anyway,
he will come up there. But we Nigerians have not rated him any high.
Let me put it this way. I would disagree slightly. You know why I would disagree?
Please
When you say that
Yes.
we Nigerians have never rated him, I think I would disagree, because many Nigerians, including yourself talking and myself,
Yes.
listen, Fela remains the #1 legend, right?
Thank you.
Now, that the government does not, even the government know, but just because they are absolute power corrupt, absolutely. So the power drunk, they
Yes.
keep doing what they were doing. Doesn't necessarily mean that Fela's, I mean, there is no single Fela song that I don't have, or I don't sing, or I cannot mime or anything. But it means someone who can influence the way you think. I tell people, if you want to know how prophetic the individual called Fela was, go get his song Foju Elegba, Moto they come from East. Anytime you play that song, put your earphone, go to Oju Elegba and stand there. He sang the song, I believe, in the late 90s or early 80s. Then that song and the madness you'll be experiencing at Oju Elegba will be playing before you, futuristic. Even in 2050, it is playing.
Yes.
That's a prophet.
That's what I said. He's a prophet, but our people, do we see prophet?
But again, we don't.
Well,
you see, the thing is, you do not need to. The conversation we're having today, if the internet does not crash, maybe in the next 10, 20, 30 years, our children will be listening to this conversation. Therefore, do not bother yourself if people really are paying attention, right?
Mr. Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Personally, I watch the cartoon. When I watch The Simpsons, this American Simpson program, when I saw Sonia Day music in The Simpsons, I shed tears. Do you know why? This is a legend that is recognized all over the world. Chinachebe is recognized all over the world. But all these people, where do we have statues for them in Nigeria? Where do we name streets after them? Where do we name buildings after them?
My dear, it will come when the critical mass liberates their brains. And it's going to come in. It's again, there have been people before us. We had Christopher Kibodem. We had my mentor, Chubo Kadibo. We had, we had many of them. Many have come, many have gone, but that doesn't mean that we don't take note. I gave us an adage before that says, when you break pancanel with stones, if you're not counting the stone with which you break the pancanel counts. On that note, my brother, I will say thank you very much for calling this evening.
I hope to come to your program next time.
Thank you very much.
On a better note.
Thank you.
Have a good night, and God bless Nigeria. One day will be. Bye-bye.
Well, I would say God bless a restructured or disintegrated Nigeria. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Bye, sir.
On that note, everyone, I will say it has been my pleasure to have you this wonderful evening. And the conversation ended with something that wasn't envisaged. But again, I will say to us, for many of you who kept fight with our conversation here, I say thank you. One thing is very clear, the reason why we are doing this, the reason why this conversation is taking place, is to reinforce and to tell us that there is no shortcut to success. Be it OnyeEze, be it any one of them prophets that you know. Again, there is no shortcut to success. Hard work, dedication, commitment, sometimes sheer luck, sometimes, being ready for opportunities. Because when we say opportunity comes, you have to know that you have to also be ready to grab the opportunity when that opportunity comes. If you do, we pray that we are going to be successful and to maintain and sustain that success. But not that someone is going to perform some rituals, that you're going to get rich within 90 days. That's 3 months. People, anyone who tells you that is deceiving you. Ask yourself this fundamental question: how is that person doing? A man who cannot, you know, a man who says, "Come, I'll make you rich," lives in a tattered house, has a son, and he hasn't made his son rich, but you come, he's going to make you rich, leaving his own son. Think. Engage your brain. On that note, I will say thank you very much for joining me this evening, stroke morning here in Nigeria. God bless us all. We'll see another day. Thank you and God bless. Mazezoke signing off. Bye.